Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Congratulations, Len. You are now duly installed. Here you go. I'm so excited about where we're headed, and you sure do make a good Gatsby meets COVID.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Bill. It is a real honor to have you swear in our new board of directors and me as president. You are a fantastic leader for our industry. Congratulations and thank you for your service as ALTA president this year. We are really looking forward to your discussion about the ALTA's priorities this afternoon, and I know and appreciate how passionate you are to give back to our terrific industry. You seem like a pretty great guy, too. I loved your presidential acceptance speech at last month's ALTA convention. I particularly liked when you opened by pointing out that the best part of becoming president would be that you would be able to stand up here and thank every single person in your life. Of course, you didn't have time to do all that, but I loved the humor, and even more, I loved the sentiment and the outward mindset. And now it is my turn to thank everybody, and this is definitely one of the best parts. First, I would like to start by thanking every member of this association. I believe you all know this, but it is worth repeating. We are an association of exceptional people. I am so honored to be standing here today, virtual as it may be, to work with each of you and to serve as your president over the next year. Working within the FLTA over the past years to serve the interests of our businesses and our industry, it's been one of my greatest personal joys. And I know it has been a fundamental part of my own professional growth and success. Those of you that are heavily involved in the committee work of this association, you know what I mean. If you haven't already become involved with one of our committees, I strongly recommend that you get involved. And I believe you will get out of it every bit as much as you put in. I love our profession, I love our industry, and I love this association that truly exemplifies what is best about our industry. And I know all of you do too. And that is why it's such an incredible honor for me to now be your leader for this next year. All you have to do is look at the names of the past presidents, the Roll of Honor, which dates back to 1926, the Denham Service Awards, which go back to the 1960s, to have a sense of the history, to recognize the incredible leadership that has come before us. Having done exactly that, I do not take this job or the trust you have placed in me lightly. Luckily, I will not be doing this alone. I am well aware of the tremendous talent that we have gathered within our association at this moment. Can I get a round of applause for Executive Director Scott Merritt and our incredible administrator, Jenna Daly? They each are amazing, a perfect fit for our association, and they continue to be better and better. We are very lucky to have them. And I also must thank our recent past presidents that have mentored me from the very beginning of my involvement with FLTA, starting with Beverly McReynolds and Jim Russick through Nancy Bauman. Their dedication, leadership, and support and love of our association and industry has been an inspiration, as has their kindness and their friendship. I'm very grateful for each of our outgoing and incoming members of the board of directors. Each has been strategically picked for their experience, wisdom, and dedication. I can't wait to see what our incoming board, including 3 first-time board members in Michael Day, Jeff Hall, and Joe Shida, will do for our industry over the next year. I hope you'll take advantage of many opportunities during this convention to share your interests and needs with them. I know this is not at all what any of us expected for 2020. We're supposed to be together over at Naples Grand right at this moment. But I am very confident in our success for 2020, 2021, and beyond, no matter what comes. If you've already had the chance to read my message from the president, you know that this confidence doesn't come from knowing that things are going to be great. I wish I knew that, but I don't. Professionally, we have been very lucky that this pandemic has not directly decimated the real estate industry like so many others. Imagine working in the travel, hospitality, restaurants, and bars. And yet what comes next? Right now, we've been busier than ever as we do our best to help our communities and meet the challenges to adapt. But even as we hope our real estate market continues to stay strong, we will likely remain in a very challenging and uncertain time into the next year. So how am I so confident? My extreme confidence comes from our strength and our resilience. It comes from knowing that no matter what happens, we have the best and brightest in our industry working together in this association. Life is full of peaks and valleys. We all have them. We just usually don't all have the peaks all at the same time. We're all in a valley now, but there is something comforting in knowing that we're all in this together. And it is how we act in the valleys, when times are challenging, when times are tough, that will determine our peaks. And that is where the theme of this year's convention fits so perfectly. The Roaring 20s, know the past, live in the present, and secure the future. This tagline is not just a little bit of fun, which we all certainly need right now, but it's also a terrific roadmap for how we are going to be resilient together and take advantage of whatever opportunities that 2021 present for us. I'm very grateful that our industry and our association have entered this valley from a position of significant strength. We've learned important lessons from financial meltdown of 2008. Our association's financial reserves have almost doubled over the past 5 years, and our membership is at an all-time high. As a result of the smart decisions of our past leaders, we are now in a position to further secure the future of this association. As part of my focus for this year, our association will create and implement a 5-year strategic plan, and we will be proactive rather than reactive to the coming challenges. While I envision this 5-year strategic plan will be constantly evolving and you'll all have an opportunity for input, we've already started to work on some of the key objectives of this plan. For example, this convention, the first of its kind virtual convention, has been aided by our first ever convention advisory committee that consisted of Scott and Jenna and myself, but it also consisted of the next 4 incoming presidents: Marty Solomon, Mickey Godat, John Streschley, and Melissa Murphy. We have formalized plans for the continued leadership of our association that far in advance, 5 years. And knowing how terrific and talented each of them are, we're in very good hands. But by putting formal and organized structure around our future leaders now, we're going to be even better. Speaking of valleys, I have a confession to make. My past is a lot less like Jay Gadsby and a lot more like maybe a smarter Forrest Gump. And some of you know, when I go on family vacations at least, I've got some Clark Griswold sprinkled in there too. My past begins with my mom, Dr. Barbara Schaff. She's watching this event live from Montana. She wouldn't miss it. Hi, Mom. Thank you for inspiring me, for being such an incredible role model for me, for teaching me the importance of love, kindness, and faith. I love you and I'm so proud and grateful for you. My mom started her career as a registered nurse and helped so many as an incredible caregiver. I'm glad that we all have a deeper appreciation for these selfless caregivers today, and they have always been and always will be so essential. My mom further inspired me by advancing her own education every chance she could. She had a master's and then a doctor of nursing. She opened an important Veterans Administration clinic and helped create associate's and bachelor's degree programs for nursing at Salish Kootenai College, serving the needs of Native Americans in Montana, and later expanding the nursing degree programs at Montana State University. I've always been incredibly proud of my mother, and I can't tell you how many times she had to overcome being undervalued or underestimated and break glass ceilings along the way. Coming from my prior life in the legal and financial industries, I get a significant amount of personal satisfaction in working within an industry where women contribute on such a significant scale. And this is a big reason why I found a profession in an industry where I belong. First American is 70% women, and because of its specific focus, it's been named to Fortune Best Workplaces for Women list for the past 5 years. but have we done enough as an industry to promote our strength and this great news? Our association is blessed with many powerful leaders making a huge impact upon business and industry. And this convention celebrates and highlights many of them, including Beverly McReynolds, Nancy Bauman, Carla Staker, Marsha Cameron, Shelley Stewart, Lindsay Hall Harrison, Sabina Seidel, Deb Boyd, Laura LaCastro, Sue Dutcher, and Odetta Kushi, just to name a few. In addition, I would like to specifically highlight the work of Melissa Murphy and Jennifer Bloodworth, as they have worked together on RON. They were at the forefront of getting our RON legislation crafted and passed. They were the first to get a 2-hour RON certification course produced, making our association the first and the original provider of the required course certification by the Secretary of State. Now they continue to advocate and lead the necessary legislative improvements to make RON even more effective. I'm very proud and grateful that they have been recognized, not just by us at FLTA, but by the Florida Bar, the Real Property Probate Trust Law section, for their significant impact and the legacy of service their work has been to the real estate industry and the legal and title professions. And given the title digital transformation our business is going through, they're just getting started. You're going to get a chance to hear more directly from Melissa tomorrow afternoon. This association has had 12 past presidents who are women, with 8 of them coming within the last 17 years. But we know that our work on gender equality in our industry is not done. It is well documented that this pandemic has disproportionately affected women and minorities and has been driving many out of the workforce. Will we lose any of our own? Will talented women and minorities looking for work find their way into our industry? Equality is not just a fundamental human right, it is a necessary precondition to our industry's health and the sustainable prosperity in a post-pandemic world. So this will be another very timely, specific focus of our association for the year. Melissa Murphy and I have already begun talking about a summit to be held in 2021, hopefully in person. We want to learn and promote the best lessons learned from COVID. Focusing on supporting equality and inclusion will be a big part of it. I hope each of you can think of some good ideas and things you would like to see our association do to help achieve this goal for the benefit of our industry, and I ask you all to get involved. This specific commitment is in complete alignment with 2 other necessary long-term goals. We need to promote our industry's commitment to diversity and inclusion within. We need to build on our values of fairness and respect. We also need to promote our industry without. We need to celebrate the diverse roles and the essential services that we provide so that the next generation of title professionals don't need to be relatives or find our industry by luck or accident. That's what happened to me. As much as this may surprise you, I didn't go to law school with plans to be an underwriting counsel. In fact, I went to law school because of an accident. There was a life-changing event that happened to me and my family in the 3rd grade. My younger sister, Kristen, drowned in a swimming pool and was in a coma for more than 3 years before she passed away. As a result of that accident, and in 3rd grade, I decided I was going to law school, thinking it would help make sense of her accident. The problem was that it didn't. I had accomplished my goal of going to law school, but it turned out that going to Georgetown Law didn't magically make things better. I could figure out what kind of a lawyer I didn't want to be, but I couldn't find the clear path to what kind of lawyer I would be. Was I even supposed to be a lawyer in the first place? My legal work led to investment banking, and while there's much that I learned and much that I appreciated in each job that I had, I did not find that place where I belong. Life is hard when you don't know where you belong. And that's where the luck came in. Luckily for me, one of my colleagues from my time at Prudential Securities, Mike Dolan, had found his way to the title industry. He called me one day and asked if I had ever thought about becoming a title underwriter. Well, I had taken real estate classes in law school, and I had bought a home and condo with title insurance, I still had no idea what he was talking about. Mike told me about title underwriting, said it might be what I was looking for and that I'd be good at it. Boy, was he right. And that is how I got into the title industry. I will always be incredibly grateful that I went to that interview and that Rory Rolfs hired me as a commercial examiner and single-seat underwriter in the downtown Miami office of Land America. It turns out I was meant to go to law school, and I was meant to become a title underwriter. I knew almost immediately that I had found an industry and a role where I belonged. I loved searching and examining title. I loved the story and the history of the land that you would learn from abstracting. I loved the attention to detail that is necessary to get it right. I loved working with other terrific underwriters, our agents, parties to the transaction to solve problems and to get deals across the finish line. I loved the teamwork, and I loved the effect our work has on the economy and on our community. I loved working in that office so much that my wife Charlotte and I got married in the lunchroom in 2006. Anybody that loves our industry so much you wanted to get married in the lunchroom, raise your hand. Well, maybe that's a little misleading, but it is true that we got married there. My wife is English, and we needed to get legally married in Florida before we were able to have a wonderful blessing of our marriage in the Church of England in Tetbury, which is in the Cotswolds outside of London. I would love to tell you how much I loved my time at Chicago Title and with Fidelity, but I think this is where I should say thank you to Charlotte for her support. Charlotte is my best friend. She's an incredible wife and mother to our children. I'm so proud and grateful to be her husband. I can't come close to expressing how much better my life is because she is in it. I would not be standing here as your president without her wisdom and her support. She is everything to me. Thank you, Charlotte, for helping me become the person I am today, and for all of your love and encouragement. I love you, and I am so proud and grateful for you. By the way, Charlotte is also the reason that the Biltmore allowed Scott and me to film the Gatsby teasers, if you liked those. She's also our connection to our terrific keynote speaker, Brian Williams. She is one of the finest managers and leaders that I have ever known and is currently giving back to her industry, an industry that has been intensely harmed by the pandemic, as the president of the Florida Spa Association. Charlotte and I will be very busy this year, but we wouldn't have it any other way. I'd also like to say a quick thanks to my oldest daughter, Carson, college sophomore, and as of today, an FLTA Scholarship Award winner. Congratulations, Carson. You deserve it. My son, Oliver, and my youngest daughter, Emma, they also round out our family, motivate, inspire, support. I love you so much, and I'm so proud and grateful for you. Finally, I'd like to thank First American, my home ever since board member Mike LaRosa recruited me back in 2012. Thank you, Mike. To Evan Zanuck, to Mike Abbey, to Alan McCall, to all of my First American family that are with us here today, thank you for the opportunity to be part of your team and for your continued encouragement and strong support as we serve this industry that has given us all so much. We've built an incredible team in Florida, and I'm very grateful and honored to work with you and for the chance to now follow in First American's legacy of service to our industry, which was established by past FLTA presidents and Denim Service Award winners Ken Shannon, John LaJoy, Alan McCall, and now Marcia Cameron. Our industry and this association have given us all an incredible gift during our times in this valley. We have meaningful roles and a profession where we belong. Appreciating that and being all in this valley together with such extraordinary and dedicated people ready to pay this incredible gift forward, how can we be anything other than extremely confident that we will secure our future success no matter what comes? Thank you.